It's the Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by ANZ Home Loans for financial well-beings.
And welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Breakfast, talking your property news and real estate 7 days a week, as heard on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon. It is a Thursday, so we're getting through the week, August the 8th today. Yesterday we were in Tasmania, weren't we, finding out about those freezing cold temperatures. And today we are in Victoria and off to the desirable area of Phillip Island. And it's been a while since we last visited this stunning location. Lovely beaches. They've also got some wildlife there as well. And the news that the block's 20th season is going to happen there. So I guess as a result of the television show going, plenty more people are going to be discovering the location. Geographically, of course, 90 minutes from Melbourne, and there is a lot to see. And we're going to catch up right now with Camille Morris, and she is from Stockdale and Leggo in Cowes and San Remo. And a very good morning to you, Camille. Welcome to the Real Estate Breakfast.
Thank you so much, Craig, and good morning to you.
You were telling me that you've had a little bit to do with the block because you worked for Domain for 5 years. So what sort of things were you involved with?
Yeah, it was really exciting at Domain. So as far as the block goes, I would go there with my colleagues. We got the opportunity to look through and manage some open for inspections, and also, talking to my colleagues that were very closely involved, uploading the listings and the whole excitement, and just sort of analysing also, stats and everything and what that might bring to a particular location where the block was. So it was really interesting.
Wow. Well, so it's kind of gone 360 for you. You're working at Domain. You would never have known 5 years on that you would be where you are now, selling real estate. And look, you've got that drawing in factor. The block has come to you.
I know. It's been really exciting, actually, from the other side. And we also have one of the houses. So it's just been a wonderful experience and fantastic for Phillip Island. Really exciting so far.
What about the locals at Phillip Island and the people that you're talking to with the show going there? I mean, how much of the built-in excitement factor is there?
Oh, look, there's enormous excitement already. Obviously, the contestants have been here working and all the tradies, and it's been fantastic for local businesses. They're obviously getting their smoko from local cafes and eating out and buying furniture, etc., from shops. So it's been fabulous and exciting, really, to just see everyone around, and it's given a real fantastic vibe to the island.
And I guess this has sort of come at a really great time because the market is, you were saying, softening somewhat. It has been over the last 12 months. So this television show is intersecting that crossroad of a softening market and a bit of a boost for it.
Well, we're all really hopeful that this will shine a light on how amazing Phillip Island is, because it is really such a beautiful, beautiful natural place with amazing beaches. And, compared to the likes of the peninsula, the Mornington Peninsula, you get a lot more bang for your buck over here. It did go a bit crazy over COVID, where we sort of grew 50% in 2 years, sort of 21, 22. So the softening's only sort of been just over the 4% mark, 4.4, I think, in Cowes, where the block is over the last 12 months. So it's not all doom and gloom. We have bigger peaks and troughs than the capital cities. But yeah, you can certainly get some great properties here for a really good price.
And the vendors, are they being realistic at the moment in this softening market that you're talking about, especially around price expectation? Are they meeting the market? What's happening?
Look, it's the same as anything. You have some vendors that are quite realistic, but for the most part, people remember what was selling in 21, 22, when everyone was dashing away from the cities to, regional areas like Phillip Island, and we're just not achieving those prices, especially around the median house price. Prestige properties, they're still in demand, but yeah, there's been a softening, and there'll always be some vendors that are probably not in the present.
You're being diplomatic. They're not. They're not in the present. Yes, they're perhaps behind the ball game, is what you're saying. But they do come around, because we were just talking about sellers' fatigue, and next minute that's exactly what they're hit with, and they get a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone's circumstances and situation is different. Some people might not need to sell, and those that do, they have to meet the market. So that's our job, to make sure that we're updating them with, where they need to be to sell the property, because we still have plenty of buyers around.
Yeah, all right. We are talking to Camille from Stockdale and Leggo in Phillip Island this morning. We'll come back, we'll find out a little bit more about the market and a little bit more about the television show The Block after this.
Every morning from 6 a.m, we bring you the latest real estate news with diverse perspectives from leading industry experts. We deliver the most property podcasts across Australia every week. It's time to go back to the Real Estate Vault for this week's property comment.
Let's just talk about these empty nesters, because I would imagine that there's a number of these empty nesters, because you'd have your fair share of them.
Yeah, look, I have to say, an attraction agent I am is really to the empty nester market. I've got a real soft spot for them. It's progressively for them. They've been in their home for such a long period of time, really seeking good sage advice from a trusted advisor in terms of they need to downsize. Do they downsize first, then sell the family home, or vice versa? So it's something that I'm really passionate about, in just helping and guiding people. A lot of them are on their own or they're widowed. So that's such an integral part of my job and daily life, guiding them through what way is going to assist to get them out of the home. And sometimes too, Craig, overwhelming. They don't know where to start. They've been in the house for, recently I had 46 years in the one family home, and she's on her own. Kids are overseas. So look, it's a big part of the role that we play.
Every week, we present so much real estate. Powerful, up-to-date news every morning from 6 a.m. Know your property with us on the Real Estate Podcast.
And it is a Real Estate Thursday. Camille is back with us talking about Phillip Island. And such a lovely spot there. I was interested to see that the families and surfers for the nature park attractions alone pulled in between 2022 and 2023 almost 900,000 people. So clearly a lot of people coming into the area to enjoy all sorts of different things on offer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the Penguin Parade is our biggest draw card, but obviously our beaches, all sorts of different things. So, yeah, we have plenty of tourists coming our way and enjoying all we've got to offer.
So just talking about that, now that the block is there, is that pulling people from outside the area? Because people like to sort of go for a drive. I guess if they're in Melbourne, an hour and a half away, they might wake up in the weekend and say, well, let's go down and have a look at the block houses. Is that happening?
Well, you can't actually go and look inside, but you can certainly drive past the location. I think once it goes to air after the Olympics, it's going to be like a big infomercial for Phillip Island, which we're really excited about it. The contestants absolutely loved being here. I remember one of the producers mentioning that when they got the opportunity to see their family, in other episodes or other years, they'd all rush back home. But when on Phillip Island, they loved it so much, the family would come here to enjoy all we had to offer. So that was really great feedback.
And talking about enjoying all things on offer, we should talk a little bit about the elephant in the room, and that is the land tax. What is happening with land? Is it moving or slowing down?
Well, vacant land is very, very slow. Obviously, build costs are a factor, land tax is a factor, and land tax is also obviously a factor for second, investment properties or holiday homes, of which Phillip Island, we have an enormous amount of holiday homes here. So with land tax doubling and more in the last 12 months, people are struggling to hold on to it. So we're seeing more and more properties coming onto the market and people feeling the pinch.
Okay, so what you're saying there is the holiday home sector, they're coming onto the market. They've decided with the land tax, probably time to quit that second holiday property, and more listings coming on as a result. Is that sort of stimulating the market in the right way for you?
Well, it's going to give people will have more opportunity, more choice when it comes to buying. I think we're going to see more and more properties coming on the market, and that includes investors. People who have invested here and might have multiple investments. Their land tax bill has become ridiculous, unfortunately.
And before we go, anybody you'd like to do a shout out for on our Thursday morning there, Camille?
A shout out for, well, obviously Stockdale and Leggo, Phillip Island and San Remo, House 5 on the block, and Jamie, my niece, the director, who's heading all of that campaign. And shout out to the block for coming to Phillip Island. Thank you so much. We're so excited to see it go on air. Can't wait.
From buying strategies, a fluctuating market, the importance of data, geographical differences, confidence in the market, rental yields. Stay informed every morning from 6 a.m.
As you mentioned, 3 to 4 bedroom, 20-year-old shacks, as we like to call them, they're holding their value around that 250 to 300,000, and then better properties are selling up towards that higher 6 to 700,000. And obviously, those type of properties are well finished, well insulated.
There seems to be also people wanting to live this lifestyle. I think it's probably a little bit too remote for me, but that doesn't stop many from doing it.
Look, I know some clients moved from North Queensland, Cairns, earlier this year to Wilberville, and they've sent me a series of photos of the snow and the week when it got to 12 below, and they find it's fantastic. So yes, there is people wanting to recluse. You've got to be self-sufficient up there. You're not relying on services, town waters, town sewer.
From first-time home buyers to seasoned investors to breaking property news, discover the stories behind the real estate. We connect you to the best real estate information across Australia. The Real Estate Podcast.